All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders, apostle, great millstone, who taught me the truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations that I came out there, scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth, that serve the truth, not truth and sincerity. To you I say Shalom. So like it. It's the brother Nabala coming to you another video in the spirit. And the topic of this video is going to be about this, which is about to be the new pandemic, is this monkeypox, okay? And I'm going to start off by reading this article. It says the Biden administration declares the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency. It says the Biden administration on Thursday declared monkeypox as a public health emergency with cases on the rise across the U.S. The announcements came during a briefing with the Department of Health and Human Services. The administration has been criticized at times for its handling of the outbreak, and some have called on the government to declare national emergency without delay. And the reason why, and that's just all part of their planning too. When it says that when it says they've been criticized at the times for its handling of the outbreak, that's because they wanted to spread. You gotta understand that E has in motion everything that he already wants to do. Or he's trying to put in motion everything he wants to do. He already has it planned, and really, he wants to lock this thing back down again. All of this is pushing towards the MOTB, like I said before, this is with the Crown Royal 91. That was just a trial run, to try to try to get over on people. To make them fall for, putting that juice in their body, So that's what that was for. But now, they collect their data. They see that they had a lot more kickback than they probably was ready for. So now they had to come up with something else, which is basically to overthrow the Crown Royal 91. Because and then they start getting exposed with that as well. So now they had to come up with the monkeypox. And this is on a whole nother level, because this is something that can be contracted, basically through having intercourse. Mainly is being contracted from the man on man intercourse, but you gotta be careful of whoever you deal with, and ultimately this is the Lord doing this, because how I looked at it was, it's time out for all that, giving it to the flesh and giving it to the lust. It's time out for all that. It's time for us to really, get serious and buckle down. Okay, our mindset should be out here trying to, pop however many women we can, or it's nothing wrong with that. But as we can see, is that really wise to be doing right now? Because these women, they be messing with some down low ass niggas too, and not just that, they just be messing with strictly just men out here who just gay, they still sleep with men who are gay. When you out here in the world, you see that majority of these gay men be around women, and they do that shit. So you just gotta be careful out here and be circumspect. I'm gonna continue to read. It says U.S. waited to order the preparation of bulk stocks of monkeypox jabs. I don't want to say that word. In part out of the concern that they would lose shelf life. It says the declaration follows the World Health Organization announcement last month that monkeypox is a public health emergency of international concern. Who defines a public health emergency of international concern, or PHEIC, as an extraordinary event that constitutes a public health risk or to other states through the international spread of disease, and to potentially require a coordinated internal response. something else I want to grab in here. I believe this is it. It says the Biden administration has been heavily criticized by some public health experts for not moving fast to address the crisis. It says one of the criticisms of the administration's response, as CNN reported early Thursday, that was HHS waited more than 3 weeks after the first confirmed cases of monkeypox in the U.S. to order bulk stocks of the monkeypox jab. And that sounds familiar. They did the same thing with the Crown Royal 91. When the first cases, like it was November, like I want to say November, December of 2019, when so-called cases were supposed to be in the U.S. When they started identifying that there was cases in the U.S., they didn't really do nothing. You know, they didn't really shut stuff down until basically after Kobe Bryant died. You know, which I believe is January 26th, I want to say. And when he died, that's when they started really, you know, start moving, you know, start shutting stuff down and stuff like that. But then when you looked up, cause that whole Kobe thing, that was a setup. You know, that was a setup for them to, whatever the case may be. I feel like it was a setup for them to distract the world for a minute, so they can keep pushing the Crown Royal stuff under the table until they can finally do what they did. All right, it didn't reach, the numbers are where our numbers reached a certain certain height where they was like we can shut stuff down now. So that's why I feel like that was set up. But then also, when you look up what Kobe means, I believe in the Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken. But the meaning of his name was COVID. I don't want to say the word, but that was what it was. So, like, there's no coincidence that when he died, all this stuff started taking off. So, but anyway, that's basically the same thing they did back then. It says more than 3 weeks after the first confirmed case of monkeypox in the U.S. to order bulk stocks of the monkeypox jab, which the government owns and stores in Denmark, be bottled and sent to the U.S. for distribution. The delay was in part out of concern that once those vaccines were taken out of bulk storage, they would lose years of shelf life. So basically, once they took them out of storage, basically the vaccines were slip at the tongue. Basically, the jabs will basically start losing shelf life, meaning as they sit longer on the shelf, that they wouldn't be as effective, basically. So why would you even take some, man, whatever. Y'all know. It says monkeypox can affect anyone, but the majority of the cases in the U.S. outbreak have been, this is what I wanted. Monkeypox can affect anyone, but majority of the cases in the U.S. outbreak have been among men who have sex with men, including gay and bisexual men and people who identify as transgender. Close contact with an infected individual is required for the spread of the monkeypox virus, experts say. And that's what I wanted. You see that basically this is maybe being transmitted through what? Through men having sex with men, and bisexual. What I just talking about, you got down low ass niggas, and you just got niggas who out there who say that they bisexual, or you got down low ass niggas who out here sleeping with men but still out here want to have sex with women. And you got the transgender, a man who has turned into a woman, and basically he's still sleeping with men. Like, man, this place is just, oh my goodness, this place is just so terrible. That's why we have to get out. We have to get out of here. It says the CDC initially announced vaccines for monkeypox were being released from the strategic national stockpile offered to the high-risk contacts of monkeypox patients, as well as the healthcare workers treating them. Federal health officials have since expanded jab efforts to focus on the broader community of men who have sex with men and a demographic that makes up most U.S. monkeypox cases. So yeah, I just wanted to bring out this article basically to seeing how basically prepare for another lockdown. You see where it's going towards. They're gonna start pushing these things heavy. They already declared it a health emergency. Some states have already made it a state of emergency. And it was in here right here. It says some cities and states, including New York, San Francisco, California, Illinois, and New York, have already declared monkeypox an emergency, allowing them to free up funding and resources for their responses to the outbreak. Yeah, so they did that to free up funding, so to say. So, but yeah, this is just another. And then they already got the jab ready. This thing ain't even been out that long. Supposedly they had something like this back, I think, in 1950 something, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess that's why they already have the jabs kind of ready. But they already got them ready. They already ready to roll with the jabs. They not about to wait with this one. And then they got these people pushing out the images showing them how they're being sick, how they're being affected by it, and it's really to scare the people. Because the Crown War 91, they gave you basically the regular symptoms of being sick, and stuff like that. Now with this is a visual thing. You can actually, you can see it. So people seeing it, that's gonna basically make them afraid, and they gonna want to get jabbed up. But all of this is Esau's not stupid. He know what he's doing. But I'm gonna read the scriptures, because ultimately this is the Lord. This is Lord plaguing this place. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 15:5. It says, "Behold, says the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." So this is the plague that the Lord is sending upon this place. Because of what? Because this place, wickedness has exceedingly polluted this place. And we just read how. Because of this LGBTQ XYZ community. Okay, we just came out of Pride Month, which was in June, and there you can see anywhere you go, they're trying to push that. They're trying to push that type of lifestyle, But who's being the front runners of running with the lifestyle is Jake. Like I said in another video, I seen a little show that they're supposed to be starting. I forget what the name. I think it's bad some shit. And it's basically for the Mo community. And you have nothing but Jake men all dressed up, acting all out, all venom and stuff like that in this competition. And there was a lot of them. And that's just completely wicked. That's not supposed to be like that. First, you're not supposed to be dressing like a woman. And second, it's a sin to lay with man as you lay with woman. So that's completely wicked, and it's getting out of hand more and more, and it's affecting the younger generation too, because now they see that, and now, man, like with this pronoun stuff, man, bro, I don't want to get into it. It's at verse 8, it says, "I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls that just continually come." And that's what we do. We seeing all this stuff going on. We continue complaining to the Lord to hurry up and end this place. I'm gonna jump down here to verse 10. It says, "Behold." It says, "Behold, my people led as flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." And it said, and that's talking about America today, which how he destroyed Egypt back then. He's going to do the same thing today to America, which is modern day Egypt. It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it." Khan. And that's what he's doing. He's slowly but surely destroying this place. And he's and every time you think, so one thing's about to end, like everybody's getting comfortable around the Crown War 91. They think you just throw a mask on or whatever. We still not out of pandemic, but people are really not that fearful of it as they once was. So now he like, all right, let me throw this on him, but also it's the Lord. Like the Lord is going to continue to plague this place until he finally ultimately destroys this place. This place will never be what it once was. And that's another reason why he's trying to move the way he wants to move. Like it says in Revelation 12:12. He's coming down with that great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. He knows his time's almost up. So he's trying to take out as many people as possible with him. Especially Jake. He wants to cut us off from being a nation. Also, he was trying to cut us off from inheriting those promises. But like the scriptures say, he won't be able to pluck the elect out of the Lord's hand, roughly paraphrasing. So it doesn't matter what he tries to do. We have to continue to have our faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because he's the one who's controlling everything. This is his play. I'm gonna grab this in verse 27. It says, "For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because you have sinned against him." So the ones that these plagues gonna be touching are the ones who are ultimately sinning against the Lord and continue to sin against him, who are not trying to turn from their wicked ways. Who's not trying to come back to him. So when these plagues start touching you, it's a reason. And I'm gonna go over to 2 Esdras 16. This is 2 Esdras 16:5. It says, "Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it has begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath. Who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall be threatened, and who shall not be early beaten to powder at his presence." So basically, all that's speaking about is who's going to stop these things from happening, because these things are coming from Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So who's going to stop them? That means there's nothing that he can do to stop what's coming to him. These plagues that are coming, there's nothing he can do. They're going to happen because the Lord says it's going to happen. In verse 14, it says, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again till they come upon the whole earth." So these plagues that are coming, they're not just about to touch just one part of the world. They're going to touch the whole world. Everybody has to be affected by this. Because when Yahweh Shai returns, he's coming to pick down all authority to the whole world. He's going to have rulership over the whole world. Not just one part, all of it. That's why the whole world has to be beaten into submission. All these nations have to be beaten into submission. Because it's not just going to be Esau and Edom. It's going to be other nations as well who are going to be rebellious and going to rebel. That's what they have to be. They all have to be judged. It says, verse 17, it says, woe is me who will deliver me in those days. Because it's going to be, I'm about to read it. Verse 18 says, beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? That's why it says, who will deliver me in those days. And that's going to be Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. For the elect and for the true believers. Not for everybody. And for the nation of Israel, the elect of Israel. If you're not of the nation of Israel, you through. You're done away with. Take your punishment, because that's all you got coming for you. But yeah, because you've seen it. It's gonna be sorrows, famine, great death. And the famine is coming. I just read it said the plague should not return again. So famine is coming. I just seen a video of I don't know where the man was at, but he was in a store and they basically had canned goods, like big canned goods. survival kits and all that. And he was like, man, what is? And it was expensive. He was complaining about the price, but it was pretty. It was a pretty nice size. And he's like, man, what they preparing us for? What they got going on? Because it's gonna be like it says in Jeremiah 30:7. I'm gonna grab that real quick. It says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. God, it says, so that none is like it. So the times that we're coming to is going to be times that have never been seen before, or have never been witnessed. Nobody's ever is about to go through things that we're about to have to go through. So that's why we're gonna. That's even more emphasis on why we need Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because we're not gonna be able to deliver ourselves out of things that are going to be happening. We're gonna need the Lord to do it. But the Lord is not gonna do it for anybody. He's only gonna do it for the true believers who will truly have faith in Him. Verse 19, it says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute." It says, "But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." God. So even like with this monkeypox thing going on, you would think, and they telling you how it can be transmitted and stuff like that, you would think, you would think people in that type of lifestyle would, probably put a hold on it, or try to get right, repent from it, all of that. But no, especially Jake. Like, I'm gonna give you an example with Jake smoking these cigarettes. Jake know this cigarette's not good for you. You could tell it, Jake, man, that shit not good for you. That shit gonna kill you. Somebody ain't killed me yet. You feel me? Like, that's the mindset our people have. Ain't shit happened to me yet, so I'm gonna continue to, live in my wickedness. It's okay, because everything that you say, everything that you're doing is being recorded, and you're gonna have to answer for it. I'm done on 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Con. So it's like you're not escaping anything. If you don't die from the famine, you're gonna die from the sword. The Lord is gonna get you. He's gonna touch you. You're not escaping the Lord. It says, "And the dead should be cast as dung, and there should be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." Con. Yeah, that's what I want to get. This is verse 35. It says, "Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb, which pains, when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. And that's how these plagues are about to be. It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be constantly something happen. And right now, like, people are getting comfortable after Corona now. They figure they had it under control. They feel like they had to answer with these jabs and stuff like that, but they didn't, because after you get one jab, you have to get another jab, and then it's like, even when you get a jab, you still can get sick. So it's really pointless. So now now when people start realizing that, now they trying to figure out, they still trying to figure that out. Now you got the monkeypox that come right on top of that. So these players are going to keep coming. They're not going to be slack. It says, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." It says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pure as upon the earth." It's going to come a time where, like you just said, the whole world is going to be touched by these by these plagues. In the inner cities, they're gonna start shutting stuff down. You're not gonna be able to just go into your supermarket to grab stuff. And ultimately, especially when they implement the MOTB, it's gonna be very hard to get resources at all. But also when they come for us too, when they come for the men of the Lord, the prophets, we it's not gonna be wise for us to be out there in the highways and byways. It's not gonna be wise for us to be around people in general, because they be coming after us. So we have to be as pilgrims. So then ultimately we're going to have to depend on Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'll close out by giving our praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Kakadash. Shalom.